secret. I spend over $1,000 a month on food for my family.
I've been seeing YouTube videos about grocery budgets for families bigger than mine that spend $20 a week on their family. And when I talk to people and they find out that I'm a YouTuber who talks about personal finance and saving money, food is frequently one of the most common topics of conversation. If I tell them that my family spends around $1,000 a month on food, I get a shocked face. I think a lot of that shock comes from people who have no idea how much they're actually spending on food if they're not actively budgeting. For the last 5 years, I've been using YNAB to budget for my family, and I can keep very close track. By the way, if you want to try YNAB for yourself, I'll have my referral link down below. I won't go into it now, but just trust me, YNAB is life-changing. So in YNAB recently, I've been budgeting $800 a month for groceries and $150 a month for eating out for my family of 4. But I've noticed we've been going over those numbers pretty often. My kids are growing and food prices have been rising, so it might be time to adjust our budget. So when I took a look at my spending reports in YNAB from January 2019 through June 2021, I found that my average spent on food overall was $1,065 a month. That included groceries and eating out. Now keep in mind, for me, groceries does include other things that I might buy at the grocery store. So things like cleaning products, laundry detergent, paper products. So it's not an exact number for groceries. So after I got numbers on what I'd been spending, I really wanted to know, is this normal or am I really overspending here? Well, thankfully, there are 2 different government statistics that are really useful to know if you're spending an average amount or if you're going crazy with your food spending. The first one's from the USDA. They track food prices and they put together a list of foods that would make up a balanced diet. And they look at the recommended daily allowances for calories and nutrients for people of all ages. And they break it down by age ranges and whether you're male or female. So it's very specific. These numbers are updated every single month, and the most recent ones are based on May 2021. The USDA numbers come in 4 different levels. There's the Thrifty Plan, Low, Medium, and Liberal is what they call their highest plan. And these numbers are used in all kinds of legal situations. The Thrifty Plan is actually used for calculating the maximum amount of SNAP benefits that a family could get. The low cost plan is used in bankruptcy decisions to calculate the necessary food expenses for a family. The USDA numbers are also frequently used in calculating child support and alimony payments. The USDA calculates these based on food that's only made at home. But their more recent numbers do include food that's easy to make or pre-packaged. They're not going to assume you're going to bake your bread from scratch. They're going to assume you just buy it from the store. So I wanted to know, what were the USDA numbers for my family? So we have one middle-aged female, a middle-aged male. We have a male 12 to 13 and a female 12 to 13. So based on that, my numbers were $728.90 for the Thrifty Plan, $951.40 for Low, $1,174.80 for the Medium Plan, and the Liberal Plan was $1,439.90. That's a lot of money, $1,400 on food for a family. So it looks like I fall between the Low and the Medium, but when you consider my amounts also include cleaning products and things like that, I'm actually probably closer to the Low amount. So I think I'm doing pretty good. The other government data that's really useful on this is the Bureau of Labor Statistics data on average expenditures for American families. So this is based on surveys that they actually send out to real American families. They want to know how much they're spending on housing, transportation, food, all the things in their life. And their latest numbers are from 2019, and they found that the average family spent $8,169 on food, which accounted for 13% of their overall spending. Of that number, it was about half at home and half away from home. I was surprised because my numbers in YNAB show that we spend about 80% of our money on food at home and only 20% on food away from home. But if you take that figure for the amount of money spent per year on food, so that's $8,169 per year, that works out to $680.75 a month. Now, this is based on the average US household, which the average US household has 2.5 people in it. So if you divide that by 2.5, you get $272.30 per person per month in a typical American household. So for a family of 4 like mine, that would be $1,089.20, which is really close to what we spend. So apparently we are perfectly average. After looking at these numbers, I feel a lot better about what my family spends on food. I know I could spend less if I really needed to, but we're comfortable with where we are. We have to make a balance between healthy food and the time spent preparing it, and I think we're doing all right. But I probably need to adjust my YNAB budget up a little bit to reflect the reality of my growing kids. If you're trying to figure out how much you should budget for food and you have no idea where to start, I'd start with somewhere in the range of $200 to $350 per person per month. And you can choose where you want to be in that range based on how comfortable you are. If you want something a little more specific to the ages of the people in your family, check out those USDA numbers and calculate exactly what it would be for your age of people. If you're comfortable with sharing, I would love to hear in the comments below how much you spend on food every month. It'd be really interesting to compare. Next up, watch this other video that I know you're gonna love.